going to take a look at a song I meant to do a lesson on 15, at least 12 years ago, and never got around to it. I'm finding a lot of these lately. You Don't Have to Cry recently was another one. Anyway, this is, of course, Treetop Flyer by Stephen Stills from his 1991 album called Stills Alone. That was mostly solo stuff and really cool tunes. And this one is really fun to play. It's not as hard as it might seem. Boy, I saw some... it's in drop D tuning. That's it. It's not dadgad. It's not double drop D. It's only like 3 chords. So we've got a D7 chord and some little thirds messing around there. We've got some. Now he plays. If you watch his hands in this, he plays his G and F chords with his thumb wrapped around on the G chord playing the 5th string in the bass and the F chord playing the 3rd string in the bass. I'm not gonna ask you to do that because it works just as well using your 3rd finger for those bass notes. And then, of course, everything Stills plays is quite different every time. So we're not going to break down the leads that are on the studio album or any of the ones there. I'll talk a little bit about the pentatonic, the minor pentatonic pattern that he uses in there. And what I played at the very beginning is pretty much exactly what we hear on the original recording, but every time he plays this, it's just 80% improvised, just following the chord progression, which is 2 measures of D, a measure of G, and a measure of F. And the D always has a 7th in it. We rarely hear a 3rd in here, which is partly what gives it... Actually, no, we never do. We hear flatted thirds, which is what gives it this bluesy sound. And then, of course, we hear a regular G chord and an F chord, but both of them have some extra open strings in them that are a bit unusual. And of course, I'll go into some of the embellishments that we hear in here, but mostly I'm going to try to give you a fairly straightforward approach to playing Treetop Flyer.